Hi, I'm therapist and holistic nutritionist Jaz Robbins, and welcome. I am incredibly excited to be spending these several weeks with you as we tackle some really important mental health issues that kids deal with, that adolescents deal with, that teens deal with. I may not be your therapist, but I'm here to give you some information, some insight, and some love, and I'm so glad that you've joined us. If you're with us here for the first time this week, I want to say welcome, and I urge you, once you're done watching this segment, please go back and watch the previous ones because they're packed with great information that I don't want you to miss out on. So, as you know, singer-songwriter Jaz Gaustad has released new music, and the album is titled Black Box. This week, the song that was released is Nightmare, and this song tackles anger. I think my favorite lyric from the song is, "I've become my worst fear." That's almost a scary lyric, right? When you think about it, the fact that I could be so angry with what life has dealt me that I have actually begun turning into the very person that I hate. The very person that I despise. This week, I want to talk to you about anger and anger management. If you've been following the Black Box journey thus far, we've talked about trauma, we've talked about depression, we've talked about shaming. When a person has been dealing with all of those things, they could feel like they've been backed into a corner. And they can turn into the very nasty, hurtful, mean individual that they've been running from this entire time. Now, when I talk about this kind of anger, I'm not talking about maybe giving somebody the middle finger because they cut you off in traffic. I'm not talking about getting upset because someone stepped on your shoe. I'm not talking about getting upset because you lost an item that you really, really love and you can't find it anymore. That's normal. As a matter of fact, all emotions are normal and all emotions are valid. When I talk about this kind of anger that we have to be careful of, I'm speaking specifically about an anger that just sticks, it lingers, and it's almost like you wake up irritable, you go to bed irritable. You wake up angry, you go to bed angry. And as you're navigating your life in this angry space, you're finding it incredibly difficult to get any pleasure from your life at all. You may even find yourself looking at individuals who are experiencing happiness and who are experiencing pleasure, and you're upset with them because they're having a good time. You may find yourself wanting to teach people lessons, needing to get the last word in, needing to sour someone else's great mood. And if someone was to ask you, why are you so upset? Why are you so mean? Why are you so irritable all the time? You may even find yourself responding in a way that's like, oh, well, this is just me. What are you talking about? I keep it real. Here's the real. This kind of angry, this kind of hostile energy that's taken control over you is difficult to manage, it's difficult to make sense of, and I don't want to say that it's not your fault, but it's because of a river of hurt and pain that's underneath. I don't want you to feel like you have to battle this anger by yourself. And the challenge with this kind of anger is you can find yourself lashing out at the very people who love you, the very people who would typically help you through the situation. But they may be cowering away, licking their wounds because you've hurt them so badly. Unintentionally, of course. But I don't want you to feel like this has to be your life, because it doesn't have to be. Because what I know about this kind of anger, when you get a quiet moment to yourself and you're able to reflect, and it may only be seconds, I know that you know this isn't you at your best. So explaining this anger thing can feel a little bit confusing, even for me as I'm talking about it, because you might be wondering, well, how do I know when it's gotten out of hand? How do I know that you might be talking about me? Here's the thing. When you feel like you are about to explode on yourself or on someone else, that's the anger that we're talking about. When you feel like you are so out of control that you're acting out in school in awful, strange, hurtful, cruel ways. When you are acting out at home in awful, strange, hurtful, cruel ways. When you even, maybe you're sitting alone and you're thinking about how you might inflict pain, emotional pain, or physical pain on another person. That's the anger that I'm talking about, because I know that that's not you. I know it's not. And I know that you don't want it to be you. If you find yourself stuck with that, wondering how you're going to hurt someone else, wondering how you're going to do somebody else in, I know that you're hurting. I know. And I don't want you to hurt. At the same time, I don't want you to hurt others either. That's when we start lashing out and inflicting pain on people who honestly and truly don't deserve it. That's the kind of anger that I'm talking about. I want you to be really, really careful and really try to stay connected to that whisper inside yourself. Because I know that even in the midst of that chaos, there's still a quiet whisper that says, this isn't me. I don't want you to be stuck right there. If this sounds like you at all, please talk to somebody. That's my first step for you. I want you to talk to someone that you love, talk to someone that you trust. And as you've heard me say before, if you don't feel like you've got that individual in your life, I want you to reach out to Teen Line. Teen Line is a hotline that's run by teens, that's for teens, and it's the very hotline that I worked at when I was in high school. The folks answering the calls, they're incredibly trained. They're trained to help you get over this moment of crisis and to connect you with long-term resources so that you can really get the help and the assistance that you need. This kind of insidious anger can make you bitter, and it can make you recoil from life in a way that's so isolating. And that just adds insult to injury that's already there, and I don't want that for you. I don't want you to suffer in silence, even though others are looking at you like you are just mean for the sake of being mean. I know that there's a lot of suffering underneath that. So if you just do it for me, please reach out. Please talk to someone. Now, for our tool for this week, I hope you've got your index card. This week, I want to talk to you about antioxidants. It's a big, fancy nutrition word. Let me tell you about oxidation really quickly, because you hear a lot of talk about it in the nutrition space. Oxidation is like metal that rusts when it's been left out in the weather, in the rain, and it stops looking its best. Would you believe it if I told you that that can happen to the cells of your body, that kind of oxidation? And when that happens to the cells of your body aren't functioning at their optimum. That even goes for the cells in your brain. Well, Jazz, what are antioxidants? Easy breezy. When you go to the produce section, look for the things that have bright, vibrant colors. Think tomatoes, think, red grapes, deep plums, think cherries, think yellow bell peppers, red bell peppers, anything that's got bright, vibrant color, carrots even. If you can get it organic, go for that. If not, get whatever you can get your hands on, seasonal, and treat your body to antioxidants. antioxidants. I am therapist and holistic nutritionist Jaz Robbins. I want you to know that you are worthy, you matter, and you deserve to experience the full awesomeness that your life has to offer. I hope you'll join me here next week. Until next time, bye-bye.